Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beats One, Apple Music. Trey Songz. Yo, I never thought I would be on your level, B.
Bro, you crazy.
Remy got me hot out here, son.
One like a couple bars apart, right?
Yeah, man, I was in there, baby. That means I'm not completely washed. If I'm in the same song, right?
You're super relevant. In a hip hop monumental moment, very pivotal moment in hip hop, right?
Should I be celebrating like that?
I mean, you got to look at the positive way.
You know what I said? I said this. Listen, Nicki's peoples. You love her. I love her.
Right.
Everybody loves her, right? We want to see her succeed. It ain't never even been like that.
Right.
But if you're gonna get thrown into something, there's only like Beyonce, Rihanna, and Nicki Minaj that even like make that mark.
Right. That make it special.
I was lit.
My whole
lit.
thing was, if I was gonna take the moment to even fake like I was messing with Nicki, I would have did that a long time ago when it made sense for me. When we was in videos together, when we was on tour together, like I ain't that dude that's lying out here. So when she hit me, I had already said that I ain't do it. You know, so because she deleted her tweet, I still ain't talked to her. Love Nicki to death.
Oh, y'all ain't talk?
No, love Nicki to death. Still ain't talked to her. I don't know why she mad at me. I said that. I don't know why she mad at me.
I think, you know.
Because I simply woke up. You know my name and some others every day.
Yeah.
So I simply woke up like, what now? Like, you saw me tweet, like, people gonna have your name and stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm thinking of my own existence. Like, Kevin Lyles called me, like, what's this? Like, because it was old Meek tweets coming up.
Oh, wow.
Right. Because Meek he tweeted me one day, like, this like 2-3 years ago. He tweeted me, he say, damn, Trey Songz hit everything. I got to check with all my, you know, Twitter history. They bring that back up. So Kev hit me, I'm half asleep. He like, what's all these Meek tweets? I speak my little piece, and I guess Nicki caught winner thought I was like lying on my line. So I was like, I would never lie. Like it's too many girls out here that I have hit that I ain't said nothing about. Like silence is key with me. Yeah. I'm known for that. You know, I never use relationships to catapult my success in no way, no shape or form. Right. So Nicki Minaj is no different. Like we work together, I respect her, and I thought it was a good diss record. Like Remy did a thing. So I was in like after I heard it, I was like, this hip hop. I'm excited about this. I ain't even think that Nicki was gonna be in the mix with me like that, or you.
You know me, I'm here. You know, at my age, I'm happy for the promo.
You hot,
and I'm happy that people don't believe that I didn't do it. That made me even hotter. I was like, wait,
so
y'all
don't believe me?
Facts. Now, Trey, you went from the last album, and we're gonna go through this whole Tremaine project today. Yeah. Song for song, and I'm gonna let you lead us down the path, because your last album was about your days when you was pool party after pool party.
Right.
You know,
consecutive pool
having people
party.
sign what do y'all make them sign? The waivers before they come to the parties and all that. Put the phone in the plastic bag, lock it away. I hear about the Trey Songz party.
Yeah. It was a lot of that going on around the Trigger album. Like I was living in the Hollywood Hills when I made that album. I had like it's like a 5-level mansion I rented out just to make the album and like to have that experience be like really what it is, like close to the city, close to all the parties, like pool parties, LA life, while I was making the album. That took about a year. And that album was just to show, like after I had accumulated all the success I've been working every album. Like
this is album 7 now.
Yeah. So by the time we had got to Trigger, like I was like, okay, cool. You know, kick back, make the album, and it was about that side, you know, and I wanted people to identify with me as a whole, you know what I mean? Because there's Trey Songz, it's Trigger, like it's a lot of sides to every person. So, you know, us as musicians and us as artists and composers, we really writing from emotion off the hip at the time we make that music. So that music reflected a piece of me and a time for me, you know, moving on through Tremaine to where we are now. You know, and my grandmother actually gave me the nickname Trey, so Trey is actually like the same as well, but I've never had a self-titled album before Trigger, if you will, but Tremaine being me ripped to the bones, like I wanted to be vulnerable and very, very real with my fans about what I'm going through, what questions people I ask. Like my mama want to know when I'm gonna have a baby, like my younger brothers having babies. Do I feel like I need a family like right now? No, I'm not in a rush. But do I want certain things in my life that I haven't been able to attain? Of course. The thing that everybody thinks is easy for me is having so many women at my fingertips and, you know, women adoring me. That's hard as hell. You know what I mean? And
Well, hard as hell is
yeah, I mean, it's hard as hell.
Let's go with, how about it's addictive and it's hard to unravel yourself from that life.
That's hard. But anything that, it's an easy enabler always around me, in women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it could seem as though, it's the time of your life all the time, but sometimes it's suffocating. Sometimes I can't breathe. In a metaphoric sense, looking out, and you get caught in the system of traveling so much, and it being easier to not go through that with somebody, because you pull up somewhere and you got a beautiful girl that everybody everywhere willing to do whatever, and you ain't got to put much effort up. She want to make sure you all right. She just want to make sure you good. Like that's what my mama told me. Like, I was talking to my mama about this. She's like, why it's hard for you to settle down? Because while you moving around so much, you ain't got too much to give to one person. You spreading yourself so thin, not only as far as women are concerned, but as far as life is concerned. You know what I mean? Moving for work purposes. And I think all of us go through this. You get caught up in going to work every day. You get caught up in your schedule and what you already have planned to do, especially in a relationship sense of things, anybody that's aspiring to be anything or to do anything with themselves, because I'm so caught up in my mix as far as like my life, like my own personal life take a back seat to my business, my family life, so many other things before it get to, emotions and all of that. Like, so you trying to get through that just to get to know me or to spend time with me. And it's difficult if, I gotta move. Like, and I don't want nobody that can move at the drop of a dime.
Because you want them to have their own stuff too.
Right. So,
and then they want to be a priority in your life, and you got 5 other priorities. You got a mom, you got a grandma, you got brothers, you got work, you got your career,
Right. Like, and a lot of people don't understand, like, just from the outside looking in, I am the man of my family. Like, my younger brothers, like, I remember changing their diapers. Like, my little cousins. I remember my little cousins was born and they daddy wasn't there. He in and out their life. Like, so, like, my grandmother, like, she had a stroke that she nearly lost her life, like, a year and some change ago. On my birthday, I found out that. I had to move her out of the house into a home. I do that. Like, I take care of that. My mama don't work. She work with me and for me, but she has to take care of my family in a maternal sense. And a mother, she big sister. Like, my grandmother's oldest. And my daddy, he ain't in my life. Like, my uncle, you know what I mean? He ain't as achieved as he should be. So, right. So a lot of my pressure come from before we get into Trey Songz, like way before we get into Trey Songz. So when people think I'm super bothered or they think I'm going crazy in Detroit or they think this and that, this is not about y'all or what's going on in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know the facts of a situation and you know with a sound mind what it is you going through, people gonna talk about it. But just like the reality show is a perfect example of that, because it's not a reality show.
People really thought when the headline came across, I was like, I don't want this from Trey Songz. That was the first thing I was like, I don't want Trey Songz on a reality show.
But this shows how much people's opinions don't matter in your walk of life.
Right.
Because if you could take and 6 weeks later you still think it's a reality show, meaning the opinion that you gave 6 weeks ago it didn't matter then because you didn't take the time to really care about it. You speaking on something you don't care about.
Right.
So you got to understand that people take things for face value.
It's not a reality show, is it?
No, it's nowhere near a reality show. It's a reality show to the people that are into that.
Well,
because
and
what it is that, like you said, drama and negativity will get more attention than anything else.
Yep.
So everybody that does know about, whether they know about the album or they know about the reality show, they know my name. My name in their mouth, for whatever reason.
Well, and just like you said earlier, and let's get into some records. Give me the first record you want to hit people with that kind of captures everything that we're talking about from this Tremaine, because it is interesting. You're using your government name. This is your mom, like you said. This is the name my mom and my grandmother referred to me as.
Definitely.
So it is a reality show in that extent, in the sense that this is really you.
And it's entitled Tremaine and Playboy to give people a further glimpse into why this was done, because Playboy is the record and we'll actually play this record first if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Playboy is a record that's just me being reflective of my lifestyle as far as romance, as far as females, as far as family, as far as stability, as far as would I still be meddling in this life if I wasn't so sexually enhanced as an artist? Like, all these things go through my mind. So the record Playboy is where I got the idea to do the reality show for. Tremaine the Playboy, it's another nickname. I got like 10, Penny Dropper, Mr. Steal Your Girl, Trigger, Tremaine. So it goes along with the theme of creating another alias as well.
Take me to the next record on this Tremaine project that talks about where you are in the relationship trajectory. Is Trey Songz looking for the traditional relationship?
I think I've been holding out for a traditional relationship. I've had, opportunities to be with women that want to be with women. I think that eventually can become toxic. And even if a girl like girls, like every girl want to feel special and be that one. Mm-hmm. Like, and I think us in a position where, you highly sought after, you have women that'll make adjustments that they, won't make for other men. And then in the end of it all, you're being resented because, she bent and folded.
She's being flexible.
Right, and then you never come in and like, okay, this is it. But, for me, it's more about figuring out what it is that I need, what it is that, while still walking through life, you know what I mean? And being very vocal and being very vulnerable with everybody by talking about it. Because, I'm very much still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Being honest, like, and I tell people all the time when they ask you, like, so do you want to be in a relationship? Yeah, I do. I want somebody that I could care for, to hold, somebody that I love to death, go to the end of the world for. But have I made myself available for that? Is my soul and my spirit really there for that? Can I really be Trey Songz and go, can I do it? That's what I question myself. So can I go on tour with 30 days in city to city where the baddest come out and they cool with whatever? How do you do that? You have to be very much in that place. Yeah. That's a constant battle if you're trying to give yourself to somebody, if you're really trying to build something. Because for me, like, I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not gonna lie to that's a problem I have too. Like, I tell the truth when I'm in relationships. Like, I care about you. I care about you a lot. But the truth is it's gonna be hard for me to adjust. And like, I had a girl ask me one time. She said, "Are you in love with me?" I said, "I love you." And I know if I told her I was in love with her, she'd stay. She'd treat me like a king. She'd do whatever I want. Like, woman treat me the best I ever been treated in my life. But I couldn't lie to her for sake of her staying when I ain't figured it out yet.
Because now you dragging somebody down the path.
Right, like, and this whole thing was like, we not posting each other, we not doing this, we not doing that. And that's the climate we in now. Even women that are my age who remember that want a thing. I'm 32, like, that want a thing. No. We go to the picture booth. We got some cool pictures.
Go up on the fridge,
right? On the fridge
with the magnet.
Yeah, baby, I love you.
That's it.
I got your picture in my wallet right here. When I look at it, that mean the world to me.
Now it better be the screensaver.
Right. So
it better be the screensaver.
And that's immediately. That's not even when you built a sturdy foundation. That's when you ain't figured nothing out. So me, I'm not gonna look like a fool, and I'm not gonna let you look like a fool.
So Tremaine, he's still showing the abs on the album cover, ladies. Don't worry, the hair's longer. You know what I mean? But the abs is still intact. What's the workout game like? You still?
Yeah, I go.
You still doing pull-ups? I went to one of your shows. I think you was on tour with Chris Brown. You was doing pull-ups on stage.
Yeah, I got a funny story about that.
Damn, man, this guy just come out and do pull-ups and sing. This is crazy. I'll never be able to compete.
I had a story about Chris. My homeboy told me. He was like, so Chris talking about tour because he getting ready for tour. He's like, man, it's Trey, man. I ain't say nothing about it then, but boy, that boy had me hot, man.
Why?
Because he'll go on stage and do the pull-ups. That's why I was dancing my ass off. He's gonna dance my ass off.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I was worried about you.
That was a crazy tour. Like, both of us was in a great place musically. Chris, my dog, man. So yeah. That was a great tour.
It's tough for Chris because we've watched him grow up in front of the camera like yourself.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? So, when things get bad like it does in anybody's life, we all pass judgment.
Like, in passing judgment, you got to realize that you're talking about a human being.
That's right. We forget.
Yeah, and one thing I know about anybody on this earth is that everybody human.
That's right.
And no matter what you doing or what you done did, you know, God love you. So if you my friend at one point, when we not friends, even if, and this ain't even about Chris, but if we not friends, I'm not gonna go talk bad on your name. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say, yo, you shouldn't hire him once I fired him. You know, I'm not gonna say, yo, Chris gone crazy. I'm never gonna say Chris gone crazy. Even if I'm wondering about him, I'm gonna call him and talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go speak on what going on in his life, I can say that with confidence that I talked to him, that I done checked on him, and I ain't gonna speak out against him because people try to pull me in that. You know what I mean?
Well, we just saw it.
Right.
We just saw it. You and Nicki Minaj is cool. Remy throw up something. Just, right. Why not? It's, you know what I mean?
And now Nicki mad at me.
Yeah. It's Apple Music. Beats One. Tremaine, the album is available now. Pick it up. World.
Yeah. I had to do that one time. I ain't did it.
You don't really do that no more.
No, people do it for me.
Yup is what
year?
That was what year was Yup?
Yup, 2008, 2009. That's everything really for me.
Right, and then 2009, 2010 was you and Drake.
Yeah, that was before that actually.
What year was that?
Yeah, that was the same year.
2008, 2009.
Well, me and Drake started working together in 2007, 2006, into 2006, beginning of 2007. Well, me and Drake, we just started back communicating probably, a few months ago? It's funny though, because I was playing music on Instagram Live. Actually, like a couple of the first times I used it, I saw him in the comments. And people was saying, Champagne Poppy, like, respond to Drake. I'm like, what y'all talking about? So he was like, I think he said Trigger or something like that. So he DM'd me the number. He actually came to the studio that night.
Dope.
And we talked about some things, you know, musically. You know, it's been amazing to see, because that's the first artist I ever believed in. That's the first artist I ever wanted to sign.
Mm.
Like, I actually tried to get Drake signed. Like, not to myself.
But just
because at that point, I wasn't situated enough where people believed in me enough. So I didn't want that umbrella over top of him. Like, Drake, honest conversation, he ain't want to sign to nobody. Like, He was like, I want to go with you. Took him to, I ain't gonna say no names, because that'll look like I'm shading people, you know what I'm saying? But I took him to a few executives. I mean, they wouldn't play Drake video on BT.
Really?
Yeah, like I'll tell you, I had to go, like the executive at BET, I had to go speak to him personally. Like after he was shown the video, taking it out, he was like, nah.
Because he was from Canada?
Nah, it's just they didn't know him. The game was different. Like you couldn't just say, you had to prove yourself. Like you couldn't just have a whole bunch of SoundCloud hits and, you know, be here all of a sudden. Like, not to discredit anybody that's on SoundCloud or throw no shade.
But the game was different 2008.
The game was different. Like you had to have a certain checklist of things happen before you know, 106 in Park.
You wasn't getting the prime time just because you had some views.
You wasn't getting the new joint?
Nah.
So, like I got a lot of love for him to see him go that far because I saw that.
Yeah, he worked his ass off, man.
When people didn't see that, I saw that. And he continuously worked his ass off. Like musically, he figured out a format. He changed music. If you really look at how things go musically, as far as what you want a hit record to be, as far as looking at the young rappers today, the young singers, you see the format of music that they making. You see the way that they walk the line of rapping and singing is very much Drake-like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Kid Cudi, Drake, Kanye, all of that. All of that.
But if you look at Drake in the beginning of his career and even now, like he's smart enough to take from where he should take from. And like people call that stealing or culture vulture, I heard people say before. But if you look at Hov, how long he been in the game, he's been able to keep what's hot close to him, whether it be the style or the sound. Like people don't,
or the producer.
Right. So if you think about it from a rap standpoint and, you know, Drake being who he is, you know, when the Migos was, before they got hot, who was next to him? When Future, before he got hot, who was next to him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's smart. When the club going up on the Tuesday, who was next to him?
Yeah.
Drake know what to do, when to do it, who to pick to do it with.
Yeah, facts. We gotta have world talk because young Tremaine did not hesitate to take his conquests and music and business to Africa.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You actually, your Snapchat put me on to Techno, the Pano record.
Yeah.
Like, you put me in, I was like, oh, he on to something I didn't know about. And techno obviously blowing up all over Africa, now in the States, UK. You gone out there and toured how many times now?
Well, shout out to my DJ Mafarisa, who actually put me onto that.
Soweto, baby, that's my joint.
Yeah. WizKid, that's my homie. He out here in LA right now.
And you're gonna be on WizKid's album?
Yeah,
is that
WizKid's
right?
album. I got an email in my phone actually before I walked in here about what's going on with me and Davido's project as well. Man, I love Africa, man. From the first time I went, just on touchdown, you know, as us as a people, like not being connected to cultural roots here. Mm-hmm. You know, they stripped us of all that, and you see so much pride for where people come, wherever you are in Africa, South Africa, West Africa, wherever you are in Africa, people are very proud of who they are, and very the people who bring me in, like they waiting at the airports for me.
Class.
You know what I mean? Crazy. Like,
so you ventured out, and as I talked earlier, you are capable of producing from scratch, vocal arrangements, keys, drums, everything, entire records.
No, we could definitely get the record done. As far as
for yourself, but I mean, you've done that for yourself. You've done entire albums yourself. You've done this.
Yeah,
and I don't think people recognize you for that.
Troy Taylor, I walked into Troy Taylor's basement when I was 15 years old, and he would, from that moment on, we worked together. Like, I would come back in the summers. He lived in New Jersey. I lived in Virginia. I would come in the summers when I had time, on Christmas break, spring break, while everybody was doing what they was doing. I would go work with him. He would get frustrated with me if I didn't like finish fast enough, or if I wasn't focused. So he would leave me in the basement, like with the equipment. Sing every part I want, mix and engineer myself, vocally produce, write. It like, I sit there and I make whole records, like you said, by myself. If I have I don't like to make beats as much, because I feel it's people more talented at that than me. So I like people around that can play better than me, that can actually do live instrumentation. But this album, it's been a pleasure to work with the artists that I did on this album, expanding while still staying true to my roots. People that, you know what it is that I've built, people that know what it is that I want to sound like. Because I think there was a time in music where a lot of people were going, and doing a lot of other things, like experimenting with different sounds to be in a certain place chart-wise. I think nowadays, today is a time where you don't have to do that as much, even though back then I think where, systematic radio was more dictating of what a hit record was. Mm-hmm. Now it's a refreshing to me, because I want to make the music I want to make. Like, it's always been me wanting to make what I want to make, and people thinking that this or that wouldn't be this. Like, Can't Be Friends, sitting at the top of the charts for 13 weeks with Bottoms Up playing on the other side. You know what I mean? My label in the beginning was very against me doing records like Bottoms Up, Say just they
those kind of club banger joints,
right? Because it was weird for not weird, but it was different. The only person that had done it, and whom I viewed myself to be what the balance of R&B and hip hop was R. Kelly. You know what I mean? To really be a singer, and really to have dudes that'll bump. You know what I mean?
People riding around,
riding around summertime
the
with the drop. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I envision my trajectory of cool to be. You know what I mean? Because as a R&B singer, much respect to so many of them, but it's a lot of them that, you would only play in the bedroom. I never really wanted to be that.
There's a void that Trey Songz, with this album, Tremaine, he can fill for you. It's available on Apple Music. I know some of y'all getting ready for your Trey Songz moment.